What happens when laughter turns against you? What happens when a whole village mocks the very thing that gives them life, their own traditions? Tonight, my friends, I will tell you the story of a proud people, a village that dared to laugh at the sacred talking drum.
Until the night it fell silent, and on that night they learned that silence can be the loudest punishment of all. Long ago, in the heart of West Africa, there stood a village unlike any other. This was Obodo Ufe, a place famous for its music, its festivals, and most of all, its sacred talking drum. The talking drum was not like any ordinary drum. No, its voice was alive. When the drum spoke, the people understood. It called them to gather. It warned them of danger. It blessed their harvests. Children were born to its rhythm, lovers danced to its heartbeat, and elders prayed to its sound. The drum was the soul of Obodo Ufe. But as the years passed, pride crept into the hearts of the people. New traders arrived, bringing shiny brass, strange instruments, and coins of silver. Slowly, the people began to whisper, "Why do we need the old drum? It is only wood and hide. We are modern now." They began to laugh at the old ways. The younger ones mocked the elders, saying, "Your drum cannot speak. You only imagine its words." And so, the laughter grew louder than the drum. If you love stories where tradition and pride collide, if you want to hear how a village's mockery turned into tears, pause now. Like this video, subscribe for more African folk tales, and share this tale so the wisdom of Obodo Ufe will never be forgotten. The chief drummer of the village was a man named Okoro. He was tall, strong, and his hands had known the drum since childhood. He guarded it with devotion, for he understood its power. One market day, as he stood in the village square beating the sacred rhythms, a group of young men jeered. "Ha! Okoro still believes this wood can talk," shouted one. "Tell us, old man, what is it saying today? That we should bow down before goats and chickens?" Another mocked. The people laughed. Even some elders shook their heads, ashamed, but said nothing. Okoro's face darkened. He stopped drumming, his chest rising and falling. With a deep voice, he said, "Mock me if you wish, but never mock the drum. For when the drum is silent, you will know the weight of your laughter." But no one listened. Days turned into weeks. The festival season came, the greatest time of the year when the drum's voice was needed most. The villagers gathered, dressed in bright colors, waiting for Okoro to beat the rhythms that would call the spirits of blessing. The fire blazed, the children clapped. Okoro lifted his hands and struck the drum. Boom, boom. The sound was dull, empty. He struck again. Boom. The voice of the drum was gone. A shiver ran through the crowd. Murmurs rose. "Why does it sound like that?" someone whispered. "Where is its voice?" Okoro struck harder, sweat dripping from his brow. Nothing. The drum had gone silent. Suddenly the wind shifted. The fire flickered blue. And then, silence fell over the entire square. Even the birds stopped singing. The elders gasped. The children clung to their mothers. For the first time in living memory, the drum did not speak. Okoro dropped to his knees, tears streaming down his face. "You laughed at it," he cried. "You mocked what kept us alive. Now the drum has abandoned us." That night, calamity struck. Without the drum to warn them, thieves raided the barns. Without the drum's blessing, the yam harvest failed. Without its voice, sickness spread through the air like mist. The once lively village fell into despair. For months, silence reigned. The villagers gathered, ashamed, broken, and hungry. They went to Okoro, who had refused to leave the drum's side. His face was gaunt, his eyes weary, but his spirit unshaken. "Okoro," the chief begged, "what must we do? How can we bring back the voice of the drum?" Okoro looked at them, long and hard. His voice cracked with sorrow, yet carried power. "You must repent. You must honor what you mocked. The drum is not just wood. It carries the soul of our ancestors. You cannot laugh at the roots that gave you fruit." The people fell to their knees. They wept. They sang the old songs they had abandoned. They offered palm wine, cola nuts, and the blood of a spotless ram to the ancestors. 3 nights they prayed. 3 nights they fasted. On the dawn of the 3rd day, Okoro lifted his hands once more. With trembling fingers, he struck the drum. Boom, boom. The sound was alive again, strong, deep, filled with power. The drum spoke. Obodo Ufe, never again mock the voice of your fathers. Respect tradition, for it is the bridge between the living and the dead. The people wailed with relief and danced until their feet were raw. They swore never again to laugh at the drum, nor the wisdom of the elders. But some say, on quiet nights, when the moon hides its face, if a man mocks the drum in jest, its voice will falter for a moment. As a reminder of the night the talking drum fell silent. My friends, what is tradition if not the rope that ties us to our ancestors? Obodo Ufe laughed, and they paid the price. Let us not do the same. If this story touched your heart, click like, share this with someone who needs its wisdom, and subscribe for more African folk tales that carry lessons across generations. Until next time, remember, respect the drum, respect the voice of the past.